The Sinaloa cartel is feared. The Zetas were brutal, but the CJNG, the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, shot down a Mexican military helicopter with a rocket launcher in broad daylight. And that was just a Tuesday. Stop whatever you were thinking about the Mexican drug war, because the CJNG has rewritten every rule that existed. In 2015, a single cartel ambushed a Mexican federal police convoy and killed 15 officers in one attack. In 2019, they released a video of their soldiers in full military uniforms, carrying military-grade weapons, driving armored vehicles, and announced to the Mexican government that they were ready for war. Not hiding, not denying, announcing, publicly, on camera, with their faces covered and their weapons visible. The Mexican government did not respond, because they did not know how. The CJNG was founded in 2009 and within a decade became the most powerful, most violent, and most rapidly expanding criminal organization in the Western Hemisphere. The DEA calls it the greatest drug trafficking threat to the United States today, not historically. Today, right now, while you are watching this video, CJNG product is moving through American cities. And at the center of this empire, a hierarchy that combines military precision with absolute brutality in a way that no cartel before it ever achieved. Today, you are going inside every single rank. From the boy on the street who does not yet understand what he has walked into, all the way to the man who declared war on a government and won. Every rank, every peso, every consequence. And I promise you, what you are about to hear about the entry level of this organization will make everything else we cover today feel almost reasonable by comparison. Rank 1, the Estaca, the foot soldier level 1. The Estaca, the stake, the bottom. And before I tell you what this rank involves, I need to tell you one fact that will reframe everything else in this video. The average age of an Estaca in the CJNG is 17 years old. Not 18, not 20, 17. Some are younger. The CJNG does not recruit from prisons or from rival organizations the way older cartels did. It recruits from schools, from football fields, from the neighborhoods where young men have nothing and the cartel has everything they want. You are given a phone, a weapon, a small amount of cash, and one instruction: control this block. That instruction sounds simple. It is not. Controlling a block for the CJNG means you are responsible for everything that happens on it. Drug sales, intelligence collection on police movements, enforcement against anyone who operates without permission, and the reporting of everything to the rank above you. Your pay is between $300 and $800 a month. Your life expectancy in active territory is measured in months, not years. And here is the fact that should stop you cold if you decide you want to leave after joining the Estaca. There is a formal process for that. It involves the people above you deciding whether you know too much to be allowed to simply walk away. Most of the time they decide you do. Drop your answer in the comments right now at 17. In that neighborhood, with those options, what would you have done? Rank 2, the Halcone, the lookout intelligence level 2. The Halcone. But stop, because the CJNG Halcone is nothing like the lookouts in other cartels. This is not a child on a corner watching for police cars. The CJNG built an intelligence network that the Mexican federal government has publicly admitted is more sophisticated than their own. Their Halcones use encrypted communications. They maintain databases of police personnel names, home addresses, vehicle descriptions, shift schedules, family members. They track military movements using sources inside military bases. They have corrupted local government officials who provide advance warning of operations. You are part of this network now. Your job is information, accurate information, delivered on time, every time. The CJNG has a specific policy regarding Halcones who provide inaccurate intelligence that results in the capture or death of cartel members. The policy is not a written document. It does not need to be. Every Halcone learns it on their first day and does not need to be reminded. Your salary has increased. Your exposure to direct violence has decreased. But you have just become the most important person in the operation and the most accountable one. Because when something goes wrong, and eventually something always goes wrong, the first question asked is always the same. Who was watching? Rank 3, the Sicario, the Enforcer Hitman level 3. The Sicario. And I need to explain something about CJNG Sicarios that separates them from every other cartel enforcer in Mexico, because this is where the CJNG became something genuinely new and genuinely terrifying. The founder of the CJNG, Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, known as El Mencho, was himself a former law enforcement officer. He understood training. He understood discipline. He understood the difference between men who could fight and men who had been trained to fight. So he did something no cartel had done before him at scale. He hired former military, former special forces, former federal police, men who had been trained by the Mexican government, and in some cases by the United States government, to conduct high-intensity operations, and he put them in charge of training his sicarios. The result is an enforcement arm that conducts operations with military precision, coordinated attacks on multiple targets simultaneously, ambushes designed with tactical awareness, suppressive fire used to extract personnel from compromised positions. These are not criminals with guns. These are soldiers who chose a different employer. Your pay at this level ranges from $2,000 to $5,000 per month, plus bonuses for significant operations. You train regularly. You maintain your weapons. You follow orders with the discipline of a soldier. And you understand one thing above all else: the CJNG does not lose personnel to capture if it can be avoided, because captured personnel talk. And the scene's response to personnel who talk has been documented in ways that we will not describe in detail, but that law enforcement agencies across 3 countries have used as evidence of why this organization is categorized differently from every other criminal group operating in Mexico today. Rank 4, the Plaza Boss. Level 4, the Plaza Boss. You control territory, and in the CJNG, territory is not just geography. It is a product. The CJNG does not simply move drugs through territory. It taxes everything that moves through its territory. Legitimate businesses pay, transport companies pay, farms pay, restaurants pay. Anyone who operates a commercial enterprise inside CJNG territory receives a visit and an explanation of the new business relationship. This is called Derecho de Piso, the floor tax, the right to operate on their floor. Your territory generates income from drug sales, from Derecho de Piso, from kidnapping operations targeting wealthy civilians and business owners, and from fuel theft. The CJNG runs one of the largest fuel theft operations in Mexican history, stealing directly from government pipelines and reselling the product at a significant discount to legitimate businesses who ask no questions. Your monthly income at this level is difficult to calculate precisely because it depends entirely on the value of your territory. A plaza on a major border crossing generates tens of millions of dollars annually. A rural corridor generates far less. But here is the number that matters most at this rank: the percentage you are upward. Miss it once and you receive a warning. Miss it twice and your plaza has a new boss, and you have a new address somewhere that does not require a mailing system. Rank 5, the Regional Commander. Level 5, the Regional Commander. You oversee multiple plazas across a significant geographic area. Multiple plaza bosses answer to you, and at this level, the CJNG structure reveals something that distinguishes it from every cartel that came before it. The CJNG Regional Commander does not just manage crime, he manages governance. In territories under complete CJNG control, and there are entire Mexican municipalities that fall into this category, the cartel provides services that the government does not. Security, dispute resolution, employment, infrastructure maintenance, social services for families of cartel members killed in operations. The CJNG in these areas is not competing with the government. It has replaced the government. Your income at this level runs into millions of dollars annually. Your exposure to direct law enforcement action is significant. The DEA has made regional commanders a primary targeting priority, and your exposure to internal threat is equally significant because the men below you are watching everything you do and calculating everything you have. The CJNG has a history of internal purges that rival anything in its external operations for brutality. Loyalty at this level is real, and the consequences for disloyalty are designed to be educational for everyone who hears about them. Rank 6, the Inner Circle. Level 6, the Inner Circle. There is no formal title for this rank, because the CJNG does not formally acknowledge its existence. This is the small group of men estimated at between 8 and 15 individuals who sit directly around El Mencho and collectively manage the strategic direction of the entire organization. These are men who have been with the CJNG since its founding or close to it. Men whose loyalty has been tested and proven in circumstances that are not discussed in polite company. Men who have survived the internal purges that removed others at their level, which means they are either the most loyal, the most careful, the most dangerous, or some combination of all three. The United States government has offered rewards of up to $10 million for information, leading to the capture of several members of this group. The Mexican government has conducted operations specifically targeting this circle that have resulted in the capture of some members and the immediate replacement of those members by others who were already in position. Because the CJNG, unlike the organizations that came before it, does not have single points of failure. Mencho built redundancy into his command structure. The organization was designed to survive the loss of any individual, including, theoretically, himself. That design decision is either the most impressive act of organizational planning in the history of criminal enterprise, or the most terrifying, depending on which side of it you are standing on. Rank 7, Mencho, the boss, level 7. Mencho, Nemisu Ozagera Cervantes, the most wanted drug trafficker in the world. The United States government has offered $10 million for information leading to his capture, the largest reward ever offered for a living drug trafficker. More than was offered for El Chapo at the height of his power. Let me tell you who this man actually is, because the reality is more remarkable than the legend. He was born in rural Michoacan in 1966. He immigrated to California as a young man. He was arrested in the United States for heroin trafficking in 1992 and served time in federal prison. He was deported to Mexico. He joined law enforcement, becoming a member of the Federal Judicial Police. He used his law enforcement position to build the connections, the knowledge, and the understanding of institutional weakness that he would later use to build the most powerful cartel in Mexican history. He did not inherit an organization. He did not buy his way into power. He built it from a prison sentence, from a deportation, from a government salary. He understood law enforcement from the inside. He understood military operations from the inside. His health is reported to be deteriorating. He is believed to suffer from serious kidney disease that requires regular treatment. The Mexican government has come closer to capturing him several times than has ever been publicly acknowledged. And yet, he remains free. His organization continues to expand. His product continues to move, and the $10 million reward that the United States government posted has never been claimed. Because in the territories where people know where he is, the reward is not worth more than their life. And in the territories where people do not know, the reward is irrelevant. That is the final lesson of the CJNG. True power is not measured in what you own. It is measured in how many people would rather die than betray you. 7 ranks. 1 vision. An organization that looked at every cartel that came before it, the Sinaloa, the Zetas. The Gulf Cartel studied what destroyed them, and deliberately built something designed to survive every one of those failures. The CJNG is not the end of the Mexican drug war. It is what the drug war looks like when one side decides to stop pretending it is not a war. From a 17-year-old on a street corner with a phone and a weapon, to the most wanted man on earth who built an empire from a deportation and a prison sentence. This was your life inside the CJNG. Every rank, every peso, every consequence. Now tell me in the comments which rank do you think is the point where there is genuinely no way back, because I have an answer. And it is not the rank you think. Subscribe to Dark Ranks, because next time we go inside an organization that does not have ranks, does not have rules, and does not have a name that its members ever say out loud, you will not want to miss it.